Hello my friends, and welcome to the channel for another Escape from Tarkov video. This time with a look at one of my favorite weapons in all of Tarkov, the SIG MCX, and how this beautiful beast of a weapon performs after all the recoil buffs that just hit Tarkov. The MCX has always been one of my favorite weapons in Tarkov because it just looks extremely nice, and it pairs the close range shredding power of an SMG with the damage and pen of rifle rounds, meaning it's an absolute beast at close range, and it can reach out and touch people at around 100 to 150 meters if you know how to use it. Before the recoil buffs, the spray on this thing in full auto was pretty abysmal, but after the buffs, I really think it's in a pretty good spot to serve as a supercharged SMG. And with a 4x scope, you can definitely still take shots at about 100 meters. The biggest issue with the MCX is ammo availability, since you can no longer buy AP ammo from Peacekeeper, and at the time of making this video anyway, you can only buy 120 rounds of the mid-tier M62 ammo every 3 hours, which really limits how much you can run this setup. If you do save up a bit of ammo for this thing, you can definitely have some fun raids. I'm going to go over the builds that I would recommend for the MCX, and then I have some gameplay clips with this thing in action for the rest of the video. First, you can buy an MCX on the flea market for around 50 to 60,000 rubles most of the time, and that's the best way to get it for a good price. For this first build, I'm going to start with sort of a basic one that can be set up with level 3 traders, and then I'll show the upgrades for maximum stats. When you buy the MCX, it should come with these two parts on the barrel already, the SIG taper lock adapter and the SIG 2-port muzzle brake. If these parts aren't on though, they can be purchased. Next, you want to add the SIG SRD QD 762 suppressor, which is on the flea market for about 40,000 rubles, or if you have Skier level 4 unlocked, you can trade one Raven statue for the suppressor, which is almost always cheaper. After this, I swap out the handguard for the 12-inch MCX handguard, and then you need to add a pair of CASV key mod rails onto this one. For the grip, I'll usually go for the RK1 foregrip, but I'll talk about other options for this in a minute here. For the stock on the MCX, you can add the SIG retractable stock adapter, so you can then put on a buffer tube and a new stock. After this, I add the RTM ATP buffer tube, and then for most players, I think the Chris DS150 stock is going to be the easiest one to get. If this adapter is sold out, you can also add the PMM ULSS stock, which is quite cheap and has some pretty reasonable recoil stats overall. Next, I add on the F1 skeleton grip for some extra ergonomics points, and then a pair of MBUS iron sights for extra ergo as well. Finally, you just need a sight. For the most part, I think running this with a red dot sight is pretty great, but I also spent a decent amount of time running the MCX with the hammer scope and a backup delta point. I really think this sight combo works well on the MCX and the ranges that it's useful in. Now, if you're looking to go a step further with this build, here's what I would recommend for a balanced setup. First, you can swap out the RK1 grip for a Hera Arms CQR foregrip, which will get you better ergonomics. After that, swap out the buffer tube for the SI Advanced buffer tube if you have that unlocked from the Gunsmith quests. Then you can swap out the stock for the MOE carbine stock with the rubber butt pad. Once again though, only if you have that unlocked from the Gunsmith quest line. Finally, you can add the Grawl S pistol grip as well for some more ergonomics. This setup gets you about 9 extra ergonomics and a bit of extra recoil control as well. If you want to go more recoil focused, swap the grip out for the Zenit RK2 foregrip, and then swap out the stock for the Magpul PRS Gen 3 stock for the maximum recoil reduction. Finally, if you want to go extremely recoil focused, you can also unlock the Mesa Tactical Buffer Tube by completing the Terra Group Employee quest, and that will bring the overall recoil on this build down to 42 points, which is pretty solid. The stats on these builds vary depending on how you set it up. You'll get 50 recoil on the high end on the basic build, or 42 recoil at the lowest, and between 30 and 50 ergonomics depending on what parts you put on. The total prices range from around 150,000 rubles for the basic build to about 220,000 rubles for the full recoil control build. That basically covers it for the builds that I would recommend, so I'm gonna let the gameplay roll for the rest of this one. I've really enjoyed using the MCX and feeling like it can actually hit what I pointed at. But what do you think? Is it in a good spot now? Could it use a bit more fine tuning? Or would this thing be borderline overpowered if it was much better? Thanks for checking out the video. I've got links to my Twitch stream and Discord server down below for anyone interested. And until next time, stay safe in Tarkov City.
This is what they call the anti-meta playstyle. Some people call it camping. I prefer to think about it more scientifically. Fuck it. Yep. 300 blackout, baby. Wow, that is quite an SVD. That is quite a fucking fast MT. Oh, what the? Oh my god. Hello. I've actually been pretty lucky with the graphics cards today. Oh, baby, look at that. We're fucking making bank. Damn, this is a streamer loot raid. Oh, baby! MCX is back on the menu. Honestly, I haven't got to shoot it enough to give an answer to that. I've fired like 5 bullets total. That's a couch bag. That's a man. Yeah, this is horrible. Fuck off! I'm running away! I think we got a Rashala situation here, boys. Shit. Did I get him? I think I did. God, I have like no fucking ammo. Faked him out so hard. Oh my god, he fell for it.
Got a nice AK. Oh. Well, this guy's pretty kitted for level 17.